Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good morning. August 23rd, 2023. Today now August 23, 2023. God good. It's another day. We get life, we see him. It's a blessing in itself. We don't see a lot of things that happen. Salon people, when I sabi, when I know, and I know say, where we can now for talk. Wait till we speak now the gospel fact. We can already kind of have for can give breaking news. We analyze issues as and when we see them. We analyze them accordingly, appropriately, with the level of intensity where they deserve and everything. That is what we do. Salon people, let me see misinformation and disinformation and malinformation at the other day. Malinformation, we talk about like malware, where people they can put things inside for damage your computer. All of this kind of stuff. We carry where people they can mix certain things inside with messaging that using social media and using the traditional media and all of that stuff for life with people. We don't say enough is enough. The buffoonery, the foolery, because back in the days people not be get access to information. So now few be get access to information. We see like what's in 98.1 do the misinformation at that particular point in time. The Julius Spencers, all these people that went and come with. We see how the soldier them come and they go and chop soldier man. They not talk about that too. But when the soldier can take over Johnny Paul, Ibrahim Basi Kamara, they were in a jail today like today. What did they do? They get 98.1 clandestine radio station. When they deceive people and they waiting to information all day. Access to information was very scarce. But now we get social media, so nobody no go control the narrative. We not agree. Now we can discuss today. We are, lawyer Rashid Dumbuya, when the executive director of Legal Link na Sierra Leone. Cameron and Kashi. Now guy this way, I get small respect for. You know why? I see there was an interview where he do with the American public affairs officer when Sarah Van Horn. We do an interview and they talk about human rights and everything. And this guy, if he spits some facts and then they talk about the human rights abuses in Sierra Leone. But Kashi and Comrade, the problem I get with these guys, you see, then they talk from both sides of their mouth. And you cannot eat from both sides of your mouth. You're not going to talk here, they blow smoke over Anna. You're not going to talk about human rights now, Sierra Leone need for revisit and this and that.
Comrade.
Go ahead, Comrade.
No, Comrade, I know what you are. In as much as you get respect for me, I don't get respect for none of them. You know what you do? Now, them are doing the same bits. For like, after they don't dirty so much, you will say that I just talk for now agreement between them, the government, them. Because you don't say you will be so blizzard that they no get no sign for say don't talk one T when a responsibility. And then talking to person the full play. Like we now, so platform don't tell us so bigger than how they think. For say they go no more when they go talk one thing, then mess they will do the mess. Comrade. These guys, they are nothing but like this now the betrayers of the state. None of them know they go with the safety, they will meet the say. I get respect for the one doing the way they for help for less alone to this point, right? That we see interview so now for pen no more say they say well they don't talk something. After that, the brother the damage the cause on that he will pass something. So they all
for say like now we no understand certain things because waiting at the excuse na salon when they say now because we know they do. Because when you listen, Ibrahim and Comrade, listen to everybody in a salon, they always they means their words, them the truth. When they make like I say, imagine I listen to this Thomas Dixon, like as you say, then they blow hot and cold. Nobody no objective as salon. As long as when you get out there, I don't know, just like what they do, like what they do directly the US ambassador now. Then they hire something, they look for them, and they chase them. But say that because we don't condone and accept, say, this government, anything when you talk against them, they want to tell you. But say like we will accept and say, see them go back now, that you get convinced you want, but then you able to survive the salon. So the two not in the salon anymore. But say we will accept that.
You see, Comrade Kashi, then guy there, like how would they say, first of all, no go accept that. But that's the one that we believe. And then you get the opposition there. No matter if you're in a parliament or in a parliament again, you get opposition leaders them, then they vie. Some of them want to be president of that country. They are leaders of the people. They don't become stakeholders in a democracy. They are silent. Like when they chased up about this on 98.1, they are silent. They know. We can't bring this conversation here to a point. Then, guys, there we can talk about institutions, building institutions, respecting institutions, and how institutions they save with democracy. What we lack na salon comrade, and this is what we've been preaching for 5 years: the lack of institutions. It goes back to Barack Obama in point, so you like for mention at this particular point in time. You know, institution, not a strong government we want. What we need the institutions, them. The institutions we just for build and make sure so we institutions and stay stronger. When you listen to this guy, going back to Lawyer Rashid, these guys, Comrade Koita, you see, let's go Paremba Road today, let's go check. How much people in Paremba Road for the day? How much people they arrest because of pepper they sell? How much people they lie and say you go beat sports, you go thief goat, where in Paremba Road the language day? Let we go and go check the work of Legal Link. Usa get Lawyer Gabi on the all day Legal Link and it's fine money day. You know, we don't pay Paremba there because we don't poor people in livelihood. But it look like say we reach to this point here. We get for begin delve into these organizations properly. And Lawyer Rashid Dumbuya, for now they go to talk about the MCC. You see, una left for big fool with people them. Let we give una a backdrop. MCC in a salon, we don't say we talk about MCC. Lawyer Rashid, you don't talk from your mouth now. We don't know say that una the people them through Freedom House and through the Brooklyn Institute, because these are all the institutions that where they supply the information to the MCC. Then they act as third-party agents them for Ghana the information where they need for actually go and report to the MCC. Now they in the IFA to say come inside now. But we know say the Brooklyn Institute, all of these other institutions there where they use as third party, where MCC they use for gather the information. Then they go through only the civil society organizations them, like only the lawyers them, we get the organization there for ask una about what's in happen. I make we see for consecutively 5 years, SLPP they pass the MCC, even in areas the way they talk about democratic rights, where they break that into two, actually ruling justly. Under ruling justly, you get democratic rights. Then democratic rights, you talk about political rights, you talk about civil liberties. All of these are the parameters they look for and they ask. There is no way in hell SLPP for pass. But we don't understand. If the leader of the opposition at the time, Cherry Coco, of the APC, he say the freedoms of Salon people not important. A better get the money. Like SLPP kill people, let them kill no more. They massacre Makeni, let them massacre no more. Then kill Natombo, let them kill no more. Then kill Evangelist Samson, let them kill no more. Then kill, this is the problem, comrade, right? If the opposition leader at the time, go ahead, comrade.
I play this Obama in video, we talk about strong institution and opposition. I play there.
So we have to stop pretending that countries that just hold an election where sometimes the winner somehow magically gets 90% of the vote because all the opposition is locked up or can't get on TV is a democracy. Democracy depends on strong institutions, and it's about minority rights and checks and balances and freedom of speech and freedom of expression and a free press. And the right to protest and petition the government, and an independent judiciary, and everybody having to follow the law.
Thank you, comrade. I think that sends a lot of message there, because we are building this thing here for the guy there. You see, now 400 million. All of a sudden, the money. You see, this is the problem that we can't see in Africa. You see, Africans now the money, now it matter to them. It's just like in American asshole. If you look all the other ethnicities, them, when you check the Indians, them, you look at black people, you check at Indians as an example. When Indian man and kind of this country, what do you think of now for build their own community, them, build them businesses, them. They want to forget an area where you go and say this area now we get Nayana Indian. You don't look there, say but we Africans, what do they think about? That's what we all do. But majority of Africans, and this time prevalent in Sierra Leone, what do they think of now for wear fine clothes? Now for drive fine motoka? We don't think about community. We don't think about coming together. We don't think about building our own businesses. We don't think about anything. Money now they put over everything. We don't put money over institutions. We don't put money over the lives of our people. Go ahead, comrade.
You know why anybody go talk like then Lawyer Rashid Dumbuya they go talk so that the agreement will not get to the SLPP so na help no more. Whether money can just know or man they get you not see that way then just say no more salon pass. You not see first lady then they jump, they dance, they make party. It depend on to OT for do the money because in Peking don't tap son. Come let me tell you something. Imagine this is a lawyer, somebody will say they say to whom respect is given to much is expected from that person. Then lawyer they are approving who be respect because we respect much from the we can't do a very extreme difficult time. Then tell me Ibrahim. Now then they tap and speak the truth because now then they can split the cause of we tell me exactly who say right and who say wrong. Ibrahim, they are not on the biggest collaborators for damage alone. Hey, the TRC reports every day say they justify the reason for like they say the judiciary. Now be the one of the main cause and Ibrahim what is the judiciary? Everybody in a lawyer are part of the judiciary for God's sake. This then can't form civil set them. Ibrahim, imagine at this point in time, when they talk about this kind of election, not to election the whole alone, this kind of rudeness. We you see even new Marcela Samba, he will hold him peace, he hold peace, they can't try and explode, say no, this time they don't pass back. Say no, not forget. No, we will get 55% by the two party there based on the results. We see what in the West, they know they made the bullet politics, but this one it be blatant. We saw in the Qatar Center, somebody with a credible organization not follow election in Africa for over 20 years. Then they follow election and they spend their money. We saw in the EU, the EU report, they still talk about the election. Now they go to say, well, like APC goes, Ibrahim now also so in our country, the opposition not just lock them up, the opposition compromise. Look like Yumkela. Look like Embassy Lamina, but not also they lock them up. They compromise it, Ibrahim. They compromise in parliament, they compromise in all functions. Then we'll get the one where they sell out. And the most horrible thing, they never go back for go full of people blindly. Tell them what you know right. Ibrahim, the people of Sierra Leone need for no say the politicians this time around, they gang up against the people of Sierra Leone. They come together collectively. They gang up. If you still get 3 parties in parliament, 3 opposition leaders in a parliament, none of them no will up to the tax. You mean you don't show yourself, you go to SLPP. Embassy Lamina Ingo attack the EU ambassador na EU parliament. Jericho Ingo equals Ironawe. For go talk Ironawe. So this is telling they go collectively, they gang up against us, the people of Sierra Leone, and people they know they foresee this thing up to this time. Although we talk about the silence majority, but Salon, if I love more from silence majority, what's in the man Salon? Not to say that civil disobedience. So now the obedience of who they obey their politicians and the one alone. Because I know they imagine how they go sit down, they go talk to well, the money boko, that money, all the money local inside is 5 years. The corona money would have benefit them. We not say corona what can go strike. Then $10 million for this election. We not say ECSL what can the strikes and not pay them. We not benefit them on Ibrahim. The money local for this, we not benefit them. Also, that not make except they don't make. What you don't do for side, even the education when they make for so people and they pay money pass all thing. Look the corruption. So them Maya now the also they don't make say when I help people pass MCC with the money card. Now God knows something $100 million they don't live for the society there. Which all that they make so. Now God know. When it's just stand, they're going to talk rubbish. They attack the US ambassador. Must know they all have for it Panama Monday. Ibrahim has swear to God. Ibrahim not be able to say no they get a percentage. They need to ask what you talk so. They get a percentage in that $100 million. So now they all just say, hey, this is going to be open in the cow. So they all don't talk like Chris dog them, wild dog them. Now they not Ibrahim then cannot talk about dog them, Ibrahim. Looks I know they go say let them invite the American ambassador. He don't Chris. He eating shit. Salon when you not do self, even getting the full salon, they need the taste for full salon. Talk less like they go see the go offend he go send Arata for go offend live. Because Ibrahim, they all know say they have opened about this $100 million. Would they forget the percentage? Would I need to take Ibrahim then got this society? They all get a dear much kind of range but this and that. They all get expensive much kind of big matches. Who said the Kakana money? Who said the Kakana money for God's sake? You know, it's too pathetic. So because also say now, America don't put the stand say, hey, them reports are even wrong. Them reports are not be credible. Now, although they say already the team, but one of us say proper democracy, they don't talk this talk there. They don't talk like wild dog there, that's straight down for to go back on top of America. But me, I want that first, they let them challenge, let them go there. America, I don't see them saying they go talk say, then a sovereign state. Una sovereign state, una sovereign state, una take care of yourself.
Una sovereign state, una they beg for MCC money.
Yes, let them use the tax there for build the nation. America don't say na sovereign country. They need to go big not for building country. UK they big not for building country. Tanzania, we your Mogofuli go Italy in the West. It's annual loan for owner. No see inside short time with the Mogofuli he build train station, he buy plane, he extend the airport. So it's not serious. Me I solve the state. Now I use my own country money. If you believe in sovereignty, when I believe in enough for proper, when I let them see money, the money they go to poor countries, they will want follow democratic principles. In any case alone, we go the up and down. That money they can as alone, but we will get the right, we will get the right trajectory. We don't get the right leader. We ready for to a proper democracy. We be say somebody no go exile because the post government time. But then can't say and then them don't get to say that APC come. Or the APC they will compromise. And see, they don't have the part of the team. We don't ready for sell leadership because those salary just sell at door. Now the man want to for back.
Ibrahim, the question with our heart, like the video or audio version where you play just now of Obama, it talks about strong institutions. Democracy is about strong institutions. Waiting go make we stronger. For waiting go make we institutions stronger. For make like a court or like a body, like a body kind of like say, this election was not done properly. Let me do another one, or that will make we compromise and say, okay, let's see if it does legal, let me accept that so more. Waiting will make we stronger and who say we are ready for democracy. But let's do that. Waiting will really make we look stronger.
You know.
Okay. Let me sorry, I asked the question.
Gotcha. No, Kashi, yeah, to that point, you see, compromise in itself, it brings, you know, you have to collaborate. Collaboration is a whole different, sphere of affairs. We talk about collaboration as opposed to compromise. Compromise, it means, say, you bet your tongue small, just because you want to meet up the other person halfway. So in some cases, compromise is a good thing. But in this particular case, compromising your democratic principles to God and this day, it is a spelling of disaster in our nation. Kashi, try to question it. Look at what's happening in America. America can compromise right now and say, you know what, let not give America a bad name. Donald Trump was a former president. Let left him no more. Now mistake. No. Let the world not see with the eyes for former president. Not bad name for we. Let compromise. America is not compromising. Donald Trump is facing charges after charges. Donald Trump is facing over 76 years of prison time. These are the things we're saying. It might not go to jail, but the harassment alone for tenancy, what do you do so far with democracy? We don't tolerate that. Alone in itself is a big thing. Comrade, let we go back. Let us start back with these guys when they talk about the MCC. Let people understand also what they come out the foundation what they built by this year. When they talk about, again, ruling justice.
Before you go that day, I want to remind people say, this platform, the first platform we challenge, the first person that passed MCC, the challenge, the person who come for that protest,
thank you. Thank you, comrade.
From the first day when they begin pass them, when they say the person now saying a lie, outside the person. We some of you just more crazy. We say if they pass a law for process like see what happen, not that them go beat like what must from day one, if people are not join me at that time they still a lie. How they pass up? What imagine what they take for pass up? Just after election, no start begin beat people, begin kill people. Who's the no kill at Tobunabakina, Lucena Paremaru? Who's the pass by MC reporting?
Thank you.
The first protest. People say we consistent with never rise of people because from day one, we don't make it challenge them. Up to this time with tap outside. I just demand for give the foundation of each of it.
Absolutely, comrade, and that's a very powerful point, comrade. Because people understand this. December 1, we all want 2020. We called for that protest after the pulling of Padema Road 9 months. The CSAN. Now say they challenge them guys to these civil liberties. Now challenge them to a protest. If they allow the protest, they don't say yes, then deserve for win the MCC. So God at least they told the Marabi go pull them the tea, talk them from Russia. They go begin pass with them. You remember, comrade? When they go pull them talking in Russia, when they talk and they say they can't forget the tea talk them. Yeah. When they talk and they Kashi, I don't want to see them.
If you had not become make that audio, we call say in the bitter and obviously a made up story.
They fix it make up.
You know say a lie. Now as the tool and all this platform talks in a lie. Who's in the past MCC reports? Well, we challenge them.
Absolutely.
Answer this for we still consistency. See, they know they ever pass that thing. They're not in the CR.
No.
Long ago.
You asked a question, about that Dr. Talk. Hopefully, since we just may not kind of like discuss with messages today.
Right.
Because like that Dr. Talk, they almost let me say 50 or so. Where are they? Because it's still messy and 50. Anyway, people can't. When you look at the report. Like all the talk the institution there at MCC, where like what did ask me and what did it affect? This is actually we are like what you talk so I don't think come with not saying no respect for him. And it is true. Maybe it's a small respect. The pretty respect will be for him. It don't be deserved about home. Then when this guy they talk say how the MCC even like he questioned them from what they asked them. They do well when this government do well. In MCC, he said they can't ask them. But again, we're not surprised, Ibrahim. Now, that's the question they talk so. Tell you go the tell MCC can that tell you go openly tell we say we need the money. You don't think just say we need for save life. You don't think just say we need for kind of like make the political parties exercise their right to. You don't think just say for some people are able to protest freely without even jail and kill them because he say we need the money. Ibrahim, Salon like compete of people that way like them on can take it home. Because when this money cancel, they tell them of anyway out of say then we out of the MCC money because he didn't pocket where they put it in a bank. Then they go begin to say, begin to write projects there now. We will say, okay, this is good for the development. Then we give some to civil society. Then we make like I say, then go talk to people for able to sensitize them. Because that's the plan. Ibrahim, they money there. They make your own what they say. Oh, we need this money. Oh, 400 million. Ibrahim, 400 million. They've been waiting for this money since 2013.
Kashi, I don't want to cut you off really, but you sound they go in and out. I don't want to cut you off, man. You flow, but you sound. I don't know if you can change anything, if like Bluetooth or anything, but yeah.
Okay. Let me join you now. Okay. Come inside. Come. I'll join you like this.
Absolutely. You know, so this is the problem with it, say, comrade. And to that point, let me remind people in comrade. From 19 Jubilee, where they preach about the MCC, they educate Sierra Leoneans about the MCC. We don't write letters to the MCC. They tell us we want this money, but at the same time, the report should be factual. We want factual reports. They're not going to kill with people. Massacre with citizens. Cash, you want to do a sound test now, see?
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. That's better.
Okay. Yeah. You know, Ibrahim, the question is say, imagine for 10 years, these guys, like gang, they don't gang up. Then they make, like I said, because civil society, they can't get their own day. Because, like, Ibrahim, when it's money, they go to put my bucket. So people like that begin to say, okay, let me write electricity project. Say, okay, this Bible. Then they begin to assess and say, okay, Bible. Then the civil society there, they go write their project, like I said, they go sensitize the people there as to how to manage like the electricity, the water, and all that in the day. So let's say they get their own. So this is the reason why. Where did you get there? They talk say, oh, this is about money. We cannot afford for loss. Ibrahim, for 10 years, we've been waiting for this money. Ibrahim, SL Mining, what they call Newco right now, they make 400 million every year in a salon.
Yeah.
For 10 years, we've been on the wait for 400 million, Ibrahim.
I tell you.
This is the sad thing. And then you get people and when they talk, say, oh, this Naboku money, we don't go afford for less this money. They listen to that Thomas Dixon. They listen to this Rashid Dubuya. Oh, man, oh, this Naboku money. Ibrahim, lives are being lost. Then they kill people them. They don't think about the people that when they don't kill. Then they go falsify information. Then this lawyer Rashid Dubuya, they mind for tell we say that they've been give information to the MCC Ibrahim. This one, that because they don't need information from anybody. This was Bamba Ode. This that watch me and watch you. Kojuma Koju. Ibrahim, this that we didn't Panda, we didn't Luma. For make everybody see. I guarantee you, Ibrahim, if this election was like MCC be the above get report from this CSOs them, this government will pass them back. No doubt about it. But because this is open, this was in the open, never the no will pass them. Wickedness.
Absolutely. You know, Comrade and Kashi, Navekasi, we go back, let people understand. Ruling justly, democratic rights, political rights, civil liberties. Civil liberties are simple protests that the country we see and for 5 years people cannot simply protest. The woman and grab they say now go beg Mrs. Femi Claudius School lead we want for protesters woman. We see how they suppress them, they go arrest them, we see the video them beat them, lock them up. Now in the one world Rob Mossman they continue for Rob Mossman we see so full like they go shake that woman, the woman they show say look who's how he boss me head, look who's how he boss me head. Civil liberties. But Sierra Leone has been compromised so much, and I make we educate the people. This is about civic education. Una left una foolishness, and I talk again. Una left una political blindness. Una open up una eyes. The leader of the opposition, now the first person will say, we want the MCC money. Let be no more. The people that they don't kill, they go ask their family them if they go beer. for saying enough for reports the death of Sierra Leoneans them. Civil liberties for 5 years and they violated people and civic rights. This is what happened in our country. All we say, we want the money. We've done videos there. We don't do lives. And they talk about MCC, Millennium Challenge Corporation. We don't talk. Hey, Bo, how the government had to pass? Beyond people like Rashid Dumbuya and they behind. Now they supply information to this government. This is the sad reality where we don't can realize they like today for say these guys all feel say they're on side. Come I respect these guys. Now based on what you have here, as I say, these guys legal link, legal link. They are there to protect the democratic rights of citizens. You know, for protect the civil liberties of Sierra Leoneans. Them they are funding these guys for the kind of thing they are. So I say, but this guy no go mix bo. Then for can you read this guy interview now? They talk this kind of way they talk so, but want the money, but I so forget money. Who for take with institutions they will put in a banda. We not value the institutions there. Is that what we're looking for? You know, come let me just go through security now quick.
Ibrahim, as I tell you, see,
good morning, big man.
The man, no history for let them play, and can just can them play the Dabaru, you know, where they can talk here, talk yonder. But then forget say saloon, they grew from that era. Let me tell you something, Ibrahim and Cashbox. Those are saloon, Africa, they free themselves from the bondage. You know, that emancipation, we will be talk about mandate and council. Africa, would they emancipate themselves? Let me tell you, you know, them are the say salon will be business as usual. We tell them say 2023. After 2020 elections, salon will ever be business as usual any longer. And salon, by the grace of God, by force, will change that country. Nobody know the way they can make that country. Nobody. But let them go sit down, and the big guy the way they get. They don't now say, let's go build upgrade, so let's go buy Mutuka for bigger, or let's go begin check. But tap money in a lie. And they rengis and 1 billion that's Virginia. Now, tip the tip out. And they do nothing.
Well, come that classic example. Exactly. Thank you. You see, comrade, you see.
And apart from Corona, we see they not suspend the whole Auditor General for no more for talk say because the president is thief.
Thank you.
It measure say they reported they wouldn't give the president thief they suspend that.
Thank you.
This transit they are this legal link. You know when they go peace, they not that radio station for condemn that thing. One day they don't go for good talk on defend. All that inside election, you know when they talk for go peace, more and this they go talk say the money boko for me.
You see,
we can go back, go begin millions of dollars again in another country. Let them begin show up. Opposed to the Zimbabwe family, then they scatter money. They say that they spend the money, they show the video with impunity. The money book, go buy other ring you for a girlfriend. The money book, take a loan at the floor, picking a car, no car, because let the continue for people. Who said I want to send the money to 20? Who said in 5 years, who said the money go? And this book tip here. One day, no just fair. One day, no come for argument's sake. Say, okay, well, this one we that make sure the African express okay, no see for argument's sake. This African express in release one day we not to true. We don't see bank governor. We don't unlucky the country. We also say we want Caribbean country in Nigeria. That state in nobody know. They say na legal link. Come the things them in Boku. Ebo, we don't see today Salomon 10 million Salomon and 4 million Guinea franc. To this level, we don't deposit to 10 million Salomon and 4 million Guinea franc. Today, we brought a salary, we go buy my kid again, they need to go again because you change dollars as a low 2 million 500 almost. I don't know how much dollars they right now. You go meet at the 900,000. How you go buy my kids? People in business don't collapse. Then they can't talk say the money but Putin. Who say the America made the points clear. They say they don't say they need to give money, but they give the money in the top salon people. They want for CCA. They follow democratic principles. Follow the team. Election no. Everybody they want the way they keep you. But I mean, they cook the food. I say the salt pass mark. You know cook. I say salt lord. Who say salt pass mark? He say salt lord. Now you cook for me. Now you cook for me. No, I cook. I say salt pass mark. He say salt lord.
You know, come with Ibrahim, what you mentioned about the Auditor General, you see, this is the reason we make earlier I talk about something about how people mince the words, how people are being careful, waiting for say, even though you get all the power, but the power you kind of like skew them in a way where they appease the government or the president. It goes back to like the Auditor General. Ibrahim, you remember, and this so to say at the time for have a go at him because waiting and doing for men and Saka, and then like the opposition cannot speak up against it to the extent that the whole campaign of the APC Tell me, remind me if Tanzania Aug Ibrahim and comrade.
No
Tell
mention
me
that.
or remind me who's the MPC used the Auditor General as a campaign strategy.
Nah.
I mean, it's another
The weakest
topic for another
campaign.
day. But Ibrahim, when you come to the Auditor General again, you remember the timber thing. I remember when the timber thing, the kind of like when the timber money, where Madabio and Babadi thief $250 million. Now we can't see Ibrahim. Then shall we say, like the thing, like they shall we say, oh, the cubic meter, they use the wrong method of calculating it instead of the cubic meter or the container or whatever. But Ibrahim, so as a result, they actually say they're not able to place value to it. But already, this Auditor General will know the quantity of it. It doesn't matter. The audit principle, the audit standard tell you say you can use market value for come to like a reasonable calculation. This woman or the audit service could have used like the value how they sell timber them by cubic meter and place value to it. Because that's what happened. Just because the 5 billion for because like confusion. If because for people and say, well, Salone they will make 5 billion, you go to 5 billion. This woman suspend and say in the wait for next year for making kind of like make the right calculation. But already you will get the figures the way you for me actually place reasonability check into it. Ibrahim, she did not. He said they wait for next year. And when Madam Yo, they fight just the nail for the next audit for me not report them because that report in there being due the following year. Ibrahim, before the next audit, and Saka.
Yes.
Then what happened? When the next audit come out, they don't even put the timber money inside it because they knew what they were doing. Ibrahim, this now what they say. Every institution not be compromised, whether or not now afraid and they afraid for their life. I do not understand because they will tell we say, oh, we free for talk because we're not in the country. Yeah. Ibrahim, if we free the people already inside the country, then they afraid for talk. What make we a country? Then make you see that Rashid do we are them. Ibrahim, but look, I don't want to deviate from the topic.
Go ahead, Kashi.
Look now, we dip and dance for mastership. They say they can 10 months. Salon people in dip and dance. How demoralizing can that be to our doctors? Not to say now the one that they inside our mastership day. Now since they get past the doctor demo. No, the mastership get more equipment than Connaught. They come for 10 months. After 10 months, so what happen? They get all the sick man and back until mastership come back after 5 years. Ibrahim, you see the mentality of the country? You see? Anyway. Come on, I don't know if Ibrahim, I think Ibrahim don't reach.
Yeah, you know, Kashi. Look, you see, we're never going to say this country, sorry. Then don't use for which 15 level people and Kashi. I say, what you defect as alone at the promotion mentality. As at the woman that you can, now I can brand. At the court commission of inquiry, at the thief man, both cash box man talk out time and again. The man with thief, now you go, I have for catch the thief man there.
Yes.
In 90, thief man, so would I go catch the innocent people there?
Wake out inquiry. Play that emancipation of mental slavery.
Player.
Yeah, because when you mentioned, I'm actually.
Player. Yes, player.
From the bottom this is, but my air was made strong by the aid of the Almighty. We power in this generation, triumphantly. Oh, Jesus, Jesus of freedom. That's all I
say, baby.
in
Song. Business from mental slavery. None.
I've no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. I'm not silent.
Shall they kill our prophet?
While we stand aside,
I don't know.
some say it's just a part of it. We've got
Come on, I stop and go. My country, my
Oh.
stop and Ibrahim.
Yeah, I think we feel her. We don't feel her. We don't feel her.
Yeah,
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 I think we don't feel her.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
good. Yes, sir. That's
That's
good.
all.
But yeah, Comrade and Kashi, we'll continue to shed the light and increase the level of awareness in Sierra Leone. Civic education. The people hear this. We know how loud and language here for stand because what do we believe in? What's in the institutions that we talk about Salon people? When we talk about even the ECSL, it's an institution that has been damaged. When I say I damaged the elections for we, right? You talk about the PPRC. These institutions now see what and do how they scatter the political parties there in that country. They take out the PR system. We look at the police. You look at the judiciary. The number one cause, the main cause of the rebel war will get 1991. The judiciary. When I see where they use the judiciary for bring the PR system. The PR system to look at the way the APC MPs they support at the end of the day because we see then lie power we. Now APC gets 50-something members of parliament, SLVP gets 80-something members of parliament. All of these things, everything we then do, then sell, then sold to the SLVP as a political party. All of the destructions we happen over the years with democracy. Institutions now for building that country. Without institutions, nothing is going to happen. Salon people, when they glad when they celebrate, when they see when they share Donald Trump, and they talk come back again. Hey, Lord Donald, America, they show example to the world, say, we America, nobody's above the law. The institutions, they work. The judiciary, they work. The investigative departments, and they work. The states council, and they work. The country, to God and the institutions that are working. I don't say Donald Trump not go do what he do again, no. But nobody, not they again America will try chance. We'll do what Donald Trump do so because you go see the ramifications.
Ibrahim,
You know,
then they do this here for Donald Trump. Then they do them here for let somebody, even if you dream, when the graph like dream, they slap yourself line or gather and can't dream the
thank
again.
you.
Because it's when they do other parts of the world. Now, for set example, the president follow. Who's this photo they could do so they can't there for can't talk. No, so not for keep quiet about one set example, I know say the generation they think about another generation don't pass it, don't die, then they grab again. This generation here, that generation they build for let people no say politician, not an attractive job. For go to no, so you know for be an attractive job, for be a job for be a job where person go work. Yeah, Ibrahim, yeah, in the CCFC, like who get up, where is member of parliament the past like na demigod. Yeah, trust me, you see, what's in past say that the MPs of constituency, or that the council of this of constituency, or the senate of this, because not just job where person go make proud part. Now service is go render. So that example, that America they said for let somebody not create again. And they tell you why this in my president this away my president give a report. Where say Donald Trump put in court then and for let it turn down the election. Now tell us, you know, he said I took an oath to the constitution, Ibrahim. And everybody they serve Salome. When they give the old office, they go take oath Ibrahim. Hey, let me tell you something. When looks at for example, God no this country, God ready for court ugly. Look, look, madam, you will ugly. Look in police ID. Look all around the head right now. How they organize, so ugly. That's when they do ugly thing. So Salome, Ibrahim, this generation, this generation here. When they begin the lay the foundation, where they continue, I believe see people will have after way they're very, very strong. America examples for America, not for Trump, no, don't forget about that. Now for let us talk crazy against let no even dream and for say they can do against say they go say don't lost, say no, I not lost my votes. America of all. Ibrahim, I wish that thing if I don't be other part of the if I don't know say if I don't say how they for don't do now make America. Take all the positive with all them because then they prove themselves say then they on top of the world. What happened in America for the president talking in serious challenger, IG challenger, a vice president say no, I'll go to
The military head challenger.
Yes, thank you.
Removing and right to the nuclear bomb.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We better election they take soldier and go find at APC office begin rule them.
Yes.
They go make petition power to protect you. No, go no more. You don't ban it.
You don't think he asked me, comrade. Now where Africans them big full one. They say American they pay interest rate when they go take loan, then they pay interest rate 1%. Then Africa they pay interest at 10%. No. So we American or the one day when they lend them money, now they are watch them face go up. But Alaki, so where Joe Biden, not Oyana, if he president, so then they go start yours. Because they say it kind of like keep documents where it be happen. Was it the vice president?
Will I be vice president?
Obama?
Yep.
Then they start yours, Ibrahim.
Classified
then
document.
They investigate police, then they go inside there. Then they go inside it. Their own already. These institutions are working. Their owner, where una dey power like you, una get them suvula there, una get waiting at the current IG in it. Where they reach something, they for talk something for defend Madam you.
Yeah.
Una want to pay 1% back like America.
You know,
like you, like
Comrade
this.
and Kashi, I must still talk about tribalization of our institutions in Sierra Leone. I must still call for Parliament for open up an investigation. People in the kind of the country say they fire weed and they sack weed and they sack weed and they call them by their last names and they sack them. And then one day the opposition leader not stand up and talk about this. Now the same man this way come out say MCC money we want and Molobia.
Yes.
Let the institutions they are lucky. Let them continue for kill with people, but the money we want them. Hey, salon people, but that's so. I want to salon people wanna think about this. Wanna think. Hey, but why we don't sell with birthright for Kokoebe? We don't take money where we for make money we get now we country gently. We go diamond bauxite rutite. Now actually Koko they call on them say investigate King Hall mining deal. We see where they give that guy. Thank you.
Now Boston can say they compromise, they rush the deal in the Parliament. Well, then we carry on.
But that's the point, Kashi. That's the point we're making, right? Now you get a bill of lading, you get all the documents, then send $110,000 motocar. The motocar cost $110,000. That means in a 1.5 trillion yuans going off for 500 million yuans at 25,000, if not more. But what am I talking? No.
I think it's about
Kashi.
Looking at it now.
No,
it's
2 trillion.
2.5 billion. No, billion.
Oh, billion. Okay. 2.5 billion, Kashi. 2.5 billion yuans. Kashi, sure of the calculation. Billion, eh?
Yeah,
Kashi.
Yeah,
No, I believe you, bro. I just didn't say no more.
No, because okay, let's use the Jagaban money.
Yeah. So
it's like 500 million.
Yes.
That's $25,000.
Okay.
You know, so $50,000 is 1 billion leons. And then like 100,000 will be 2 billion. So
2 billion. Okay.
110,000. So it's about 2.5 billion.
Thank you, Kashi. 2.5 billion Motokana in city Tunis within the ECOWAS Parliament. I ended as the Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament. I think don't change recently. But it did 2.5 billion the Motoka way drive. When one of them Motokana I believe they get more. Now one of them where King Ho, the Chinese company, bribe them. So if that man they get $110,000 Motoka will see. Plus we don't know how much cash they get to. We say, hey, but it's possible to say Honorable Cheriko Koinse if you get this deal, because if this man can silent after I don't call out the deal, walk out, rob much money deal, man go silent now. The next time we'll see the man, he go party with CD Tunis. He go attend CD Tunis in 60th birthday. Hey, Bokashi, me, tell me, boy, if me in a person this you inside America, Republican Donald Trump.
Ibrahim, I think say you get bad that for when you talk about that.
Yes,
you get bad that for
I get bad that. Then go say safety now because Cheriko could get the money, no get the I make you get bad that for. Alright, we know the same Cheriko could get you, but we know so we'll open up investigation. And one day we'll open up investigation into all the thing and that King Ho. We'll open up investigation into every one of them. We don't say he gets money though, but we see them as the opposition leader. If we challenge them man there, let them this kind of a bribery where we see broadly like they bribe the guy them from King Ho. Waiting to make the Chinese and they buy motoka for you now because it's bribes. Otherwise, the Chinese not for buy motoka for another citizen, a government official. It is. Can you imagine that they happen in America when all them prosecution in the prosecute Donald Trump there right now? Not for the election line no more lie, but the racketeering schemes, the money they win fumble and make from overseas, from the Saudi Arabians, all inside, and they investigate all that day because it's all about ethics violation. So it was an ethical violation for let's see the Tunis receive any form of money.
Was that a necessary sorry? $25,000 5 years ago, where SAP can power. Now be 187 million.
Wow. Now,
500 million.
500 million.
Now, me, I take the world in campaign, we then they say dollar don't come up from 300,000 to 700,000. Now, I take where they meet at 700,000.
Yeah.
Able. Wow. Imagine in 5 years, 500 million. But they are transporting the area and how many percentage and because each system you do artist, if you want to check how many percent you don't go to.
Somewhere it's about 400%.
Wow. That is a lot.
Yeah. Imagine.
Can you imagine?
In 5 years, then when they talk about 10 year dollar, I can buy me dollar 60,000 euros. You left at 300,000.
Yeah.
In 10 years. I can buy me dollar 60,000. You left at 300,000. And I can buy me 300,000. You left at 700,000 in 10 years. Then in 5 years, they made dollar 700,000. They're not even managed for saying, okay, no left for 1.4. Inside this post 5 years, no left for 1.4. They look at how much you don't go.
But comrade, you mentioned earlier, so the Guinea. Let me use the base for as Guinea. Like before we money always value past Guinea.
No, because if I miss, if we call Guinea, you know, me I go vex, I go point me in a monkey place. Because during the war, SF Salon money,
because you know
value past Guinea money.
We call yesterday, I was spoil you the big so today. So much of
trust. The thing is, even during the war, Salon money, value past Guinea money. This time we will get war. We the Salon, we know they go north side, would still money still value past Guinea money by 5,000. 10,000 euros, na 50,000 Guinea franc. How would you rate out? That we get 10 million euros, na 15 million, or before 2002 in 2018, 10 million euros have been 12 million 500,000 Guinea franc. Now 10 million euros, now 4 million Guinea franc. Because this year, hey, I don't want to compare myself that two things right now, because you know they see the danger also the head for. For long money to reach to that level we be now, we get 10 million. We need to even get 5 million Guinea franc.
They say that all over the world it happen. But like I said, Guinea not to ask them the Guinea na
okay. Let's tell you so because you low compare now. I make the UK, the pounds and the dollar.
Yeah.
That is 6 months ago or 4 months ago. Now be almost $1 for £1.
Yeah.
No so, but right now the pound don't kick back.
Yeah.
They don't kick back.
Yeah.
Now we get $10,000, that's 7,100 pounds, 7,800 pounds. So I think we lose 10,000 to 10,000.
Yeah.
Remember that now, then they face the economic crisis because they get so many Ukrainians don't give the paper and they feed them.
They're exposed to what's happen in the world. They're more exposed to what's happen in the world.
Yeah.
But alone now, we get less exposure, but now we they complain more.
Yeah.
Now we
share border. Now we share border with Ukraine and look at the next door. Where they can bomb them, some of the fragments they can meet with.
Yes,
you know. Hey,
sorry,
my brother, Kashi comrade.
Poland we in Ukraine. They know they crumble self.
Yes.
Whether if Ukraine needs self, then they catch the thing. Then they crumble. We will be say, hey, let's tell you something. Kashi, most of the we they cry for na when they say Ukraine grow. Na salon na true gas to survive na salon. Na true gas to survive na salon.
Yes.
Almost possible to use gas as salon.
Can you imagine? Like some people die.
Now true wheat would the survive na salon.
That's a good point.
Now we do it in a salon.
No.
Because now the thing now we Ukraine they produce, we not to the near this.
They don't understand a corn. Now in comedy talk so corn. We say wheat. Na corn.
All they use the wheat. Yes. Na true wheat with the survive na salon. No. Yeah. Now flour who getting for good flour na salon.
Yeah.
Because these are the things slow look now, they fear. We na Ukraine would they get you. So you know when they say and when this Ukraine crisis it help the world because it make fuel price go down. World market it go down. What it make now fuel for go even 10,000 as a low. If you make 10,000 as a low, if you don't count to 6,000 at this point we talk so.
Comrade, people pay attention to this because not only we talk over and over say Salon. During the attempt for the last government, this is not what we did try for amplify or say the last government be better because many they play that game day. Comrade, when the last government under APC, fuel go up to $140 per barrel.
Yes.
As I talk to you right now, fuel they around $78 per barrel. But
and that's how we feel. That's how we feel go so. They're not even 8,900 to 6,000. It be still a 3,750.
Exactly.
Yeah, please go to 6,000 because after Ebola, we all know say Ebola alone no make money, na losses because the entire world, including companies, they all shut down. So, but we'll not be get a crisis then is fair. After they say then is the fear with the justification, say for austerity measures. That's what is there is fair for
they say the APC left them big fool. Not to hear they talk. You see, people do not pay attention.
No, it better will know say the left way. Will not say austerity. Now you make will not say England been on the austerity measure for over 10 years.
12 years, comrade. 12 years.
12 years. And you know the problem, Kashi. I know they will pull the educated man. They know if you notice austerity, you need to even argue to somebody say they do the same for austerity measure. Exactly. Now for try for get back to your feet. Try for constant inside them for the economy strong. So yeah, okay, I've spent 20 naira, I just pull 10. For like la usual na ya plan spend 5 la pull the 2. Then austerity measures so that they will get back to if it's not una economy no the cripple to that level. This time economics and they go talk so. This is a an economic study. Then they go to the study and then they go talk. They don't Cashbox. I say I don't know whether people if they can no more. If not been I don't know how they manage acquired education because there are some things cash. If it's supposed for even say you for be well educated for then things here.
Absolutely not.
You need to educate. You don't need for even to an accountant for let know then TRC what is mean by austerity. You can even research and for yourself. You can search with them. You go get the answer. You go and let you explain them what they mean by austerity. You get the answer. Now for cut to your expenditure for let me to your budget.
Cut because according to his size.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
For let me to your budget. And the austerity measure, they couldn't ban all foreign travels for ministers. And we do not for a solid reason. Now, I thought insisted now for let go now say the same for the minister for what represent. Madam, you Ebola tell them say no one for travel. I tell travel pass anybody. You compete all children in country. If you for come go to meet them for incompetence, you don't have the country then go now Zoom then do meeting inside the camp.
Comrade. They come. Comrade and Kashi, when it talking about all of this.
God go pay una picking God go make una picking this pound and so like God make una picking the family and go inside it.
Absolutely.
This them who they swear them.
Absolutely.
If you say put in the do, the people and they get the benefit. Like God. No, they swear Kashi, they swear the cage. See what happen judges apart and I swear, brah. Lima and John yesterday they will translate I swear. Hey, they swear the cage. Kashi, God in fight is slow, but it's sure. God in fight is slow, but it's sure. And they tell you. The whole thing happen in Africa today, say now God don't can do for can rescue Africa. Africa will be rescued. God don't patient so long with Africa from slavery term. One day we try not to hear, we try not doing nothing. I would do self. Not to try and can't people black man sell in company black man to white man for common tobacco or small money, small power. Now we don't come up on that physical slavery or the mental slavery.
Absolutely.
Again, then they use you now fly well, then they can go make fake thing there. Ibrahim, for God's sake, that day we one day nights alone better. Hey, if they pay you just half of the money they work now, so not even half of us, they pay that money, say go to the country, by me the country.
Absolutely.
It goes for render service.
Absolutely.
You don't need the money. You go there for still go to the country. Because no place like home. But how they go? You go for go genuinely self now you want condemn and say this my don't cultivate my business. You are not with one country. Rather, what they you are not with one country. Don't go to one business. Then don't make it you. As you stay to the say, this man, with one country. Don't visit with one country. They know they go for good thief. Now we can do serious also. Now I tell you one go build then you Francis. If I can drive by Mutkana London, I go drive a Range Rover.
Now all you say, don't run away left there. You don't run left there.
Not to say they say them because once here. Ibrahim, that day they say that they place only. You go watch here, you know, leak the hand. It's not possible. But you go for good, you go drink the honey, you go sit inside the honey, inside the
yes, inside the honey kias.
You go inside it now. Yes, inside the gas, you go it now.
Yes. God go make them get cocoa.
Yeah, I see. The one that they God go halaki the Jesus on ball. Ibrahim, hey, we don't call names. We don't see people that are politicians, how they pick the live today. Me and you.
Civil society, politicians, all of them were responsible for the destruction of our nation. Una all go pay one day.
God go halaki them. Now God, when God halaki the can, Ibrahim la say something. When God halaki the can nation, all kinds of they can. The way the work come, the way God see don't expect we. You know, people and go cause people and there. Now God in react and we got that like nation. All kinds of they can that nation day. All kinds of you can do. But this time around, we got that like the nation. And the politicians did that like the poll. Then we arrange civil society them, judges them, lawyers them, military heads them, police heads them. We know that they open up no see for don't make let him better. No, that they are like the fall on the strip.
Absolutely. MCC money. We want them, but to God in this day, now under the right circumstances, we therefore open up an investigation into the MCC in Sierra Leone. Mark words. We open up an investigation into the MCC in Sierra Leone. Again, look, we're busy with other things. They must swear to God at this particular point in time. But we open up an investigation into MCC from 2018, how they pass that Sierra Leone. with everything, the evidences we don't show up so far at this particular point in time, how then pass MCC in Sierra Leone. We'll open up an investigation. And on all, we supply information them to credible organizations like the Freedom House, like the Brooklyn Institute, all of these institutions where they collect information on behalf of MCC. Una deceive them, una lie upon them to God and this day. The time is coming. Let me tell you, Comrade and Kashi, the reason why, over these years, we advocacy to the MCC, it yield dividend. Unfortunately, the only thing is, it's difficult for them because I'll forget the information without talking to people like this, where they feel safe or be credible, right? So these civil society organizations, over the years, Kashi and Comrade, what did happen? They don't left for to do business with them as much. Then because they don't trust them again, they don't say there's no confidence in them. So what did happen? They don't join in the capturing of the state's institutions, them because they now they get for feed through the government. So they don't get much funding again coming from outside as much because of the credibility issues. So this is what we don't get Sierra Leone people when I get for understand these things. So that means you don't get the opposition, a segment of the opposition, you don't get, the civil society organizations, them, the religious councils, them, they all don't join hand together for damage Sierra Leone as a country. We're not gonna forget no institution. Until we dismantle the system, we deconstruct the whole system and build them back from the bottom all the way up. Nothing is going to change in Sierra Leone. Now suffer and poverty and for continue no more. But some people them, except if you come in cash, you get more for talk now. But the MCC to go on this day, go open up that investigation one day. But we know say 400 million, not valuable reach the lives we don't lost all these years inside Sierra Leone. 400 million, not valuable to pass waiting happen so per election. With the voice of the people go vote and get rid of this government. With democracy is the power of the people, for the people and by the people. Then say the voice of the people no matter. 400 million not expensive reach the voices of the people. The voice of the people powerful past $400 million. So God and this day, that money day, we could get them under the right circumstances. We revisit every report of the MCC since 2018 to date. Civil liberties, political rights. How they pass them, we go know. Who side and they where they kill with people? Who side and they massacre with people? Who side and they violate Makitum and they rights them? Who side and they all these years when they rape Satalamin them? Who side and they? Who told us the opposition sell out on a official the kind of African talk? Hey, get by that. On a generation they suffer. On a beginning they suffer. You they suffer. You sick. You don't get health care. When they talk to tomorrow, we can't talk about this massive ship. Come and cash except when around the Oppo.
I think we should end it. I think it's a good. Oh, come here.
Then don't fully treated, then don't fully treated, then work on the time for them. Power, we not to you know, we not to you know. But night we will cool them. While night we will cool them. I am the last one.
Beautiful. Thank you, Comrade.
Anyway, that's it, Comrade. I love it. Just if I can go back to now, we Gumbe now with your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
You don't dance this right now.
I can imagine.
I don't see the dance.
It's shake. It's shake. But anyway, Dr. Olor, talented we are. We'll talk and more. The powerful. And we watch that video.
Like the man who introduced melody at the world. Like the man this way introduced this particular here.
Wow.
Not do nothing, just play Gumbe.
Look at Comrade and Kashina, see your student talk Sobako. People like Dr. Olo so Sierra Leone who forget the whole monument on Anomo, Dr. Olo, for celebrator. With people they come up anywhere they want to go see him. The man wake up with melodrama. You know, Cash and Comrade, yeah. Anyway, Boku Okri do. Anyway.
It can get done. Really fun.
Anyway. Yes,
yeah.
All right.